Imagine being roused from sleep by a frantic knocking on your door. It's 2 a.m., and your neighbor stands on your doorstep, bloodied and panicked. In the stillness of the night, the quiet is shattered by a sound that instantly sends a chill down your spine. The urgent pounding on your door jerks you from the comfort of your dreams into a nightmare that's all too real. Your heart pounds in rhythm with the knocks as you cautiously make your way to the door, fear mingling with concern. The sight that greets you is one you'll never forget. There, under the harsh glow of the porch light, stands your neighbor, Angel. Her face, usually lit by a warm smile, is now a mask of terror. Her eyes, wide and wild, dart around as if expecting some unseen danger to appear at any moment. Her body trembles not from the cool night air but from a fear so palpable you can almost taste it. And then you see it, the crimson stain blooming on the side of her head, contrasting sharply against the pallor of her skin. A wound, fresh and raw, a silent testimony to the violence she's just escaped from. Her words tumble out in a rush, each one more chilling than the last. A break-in, a struggle. Milton, her husband, left behind in the chaos, dead. The world seems to freeze in that moment, the gravity of her words hanging heavy in the air. Your mind races, trying to process the horror of what she's just revealed. The tranquility of your quiet neighborhood has been brutally shattered, replaced by a sense of dread that clings to you like a second skin. Our neighbor, taken aback by the severity of the situation, quickly dials 911, pleading for immediate assistance. The call is desperate, the words tumbling out in a rush. Help is needed, and it's needed now. Because in the house next door, a nightmare has unfolded, and the aftermath is yet to be discovered. As the police vehicles flood the quiet suburban street with their harsh flashing lights, a grim reality starts to unfold. The serene silence of the early morning is shattered, replaced by the urgent wail of sirens and the low, ominous chatter of police radios. The neighborhood, once a haven of tranquility, is now a theater of anxiety and fear. The authorities, drawn from their nightly patrols and warm precinct offices, arrive on the scene with a sense of urgency, their faces masked by professional stoicism. But behind their stern expressions, you can sense a tension, a shared apprehension of what they might find inside the Sawyer home. As they step out of their vehicles, their boots crunching on the gravel driveway, the officers immediately set to work. Some begin setting up a perimeter, the yellow tape slicing through the darkness like a warning. Others approach the trembling figure of Angel, attempting to glean what information they can from her shaken accounts. The night's events have transformed this familiar setting into a landscape of potential clues and hidden dangers. The lead officer, his hand resting lightly on the holster of his sidearm, steps towards the front door of the Sawyer household. The door, once a symbol of welcome, now stands as a forbidding gateway to a scene of chaos and despair. As he reaches out, taking a deep breath to steady himself, you can feel the anticipation building, the air growing thick with it. What lies behind the door is a mystery, a puzzle that needs to be solved, a story that needs to be told. As the officers step into the Sawyer home, they brace themselves for the unknown. They know that within these walls, they'll find the remnants of a life abruptly ended, a family torn apart. They'll find a scene of horror, of violence, of loss. But they also know that within this chaos, they may also find the key to understanding what happened in the early hours of August 2nd, 2018. And with that, they step into the darkness, ready to shed light on the dreadful events that transpired. As the officers step into the Sawyer home, they brace themselves for the unknown. Upon entering the Sawyer household, the police are met with a scene of complete chaos. The once tranquil home now bears the brutal marks of a violent intrusion. The air is thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the distant echoes of the city's night. The main focus of the disarray is the Sawyer's room, which has been thoroughly ransacked. Furniture is toppled over, personal items scattered aimlessly across the floor. The room is a disorganized jigsaw puzzle, every piece a silent witness to the night's horrific events. The king-sized bed, usually a symbol of comfort and rest, is now an eerie centerpiece of the turmoil. The sheets and pillows are strewn about, their once crisp white linens now marred with unsettling stains. The chaos extends to the dresser, the drawers pulled out hastily, their contents dumped and discarded without a second thought. Clothes, keepsakes, and photographs, remnants of a life lived and shared, are strewn haphazardly, as if the intruder was searching for something specific or perhaps merely intent on causing destruction. Every corner of the room bears the scars of the intrusion, a grim tableau of the violence that unfolded. Yet, amidst the disarray, there is an unnatural stillness, a stark contrast to the chaos surrounding it. The room, once filled with life and laughter, now seems to hold its breath in the aftermath of the intrusion. The police officers move cautiously, their trained eyes scanning the room, taking in every detail, from the shattered picture frames to the upturned furniture. The air is heavy with a sense of urgency and dread, a silent reminder of the gravity of their mission. The room is a chilling testament to the events of the early hours of that fateful August morning. It tells a story of fear, of struggle, and ultimately, of loss. A story that began when a neighbor was awakened by a frantic knock on the door and a woman's desperate plea for help. And as the officers continue their initial survey of the scene, one devastating fact becomes clear amongst the wreckage. A fact that sends a chill down the spine of even the most seasoned among them. In the midst of the chaos, one thing becomes devastatingly clear: Milton is dead. With the grim discovery of Milton's demise, the quiet suburban home quickly transforms into a bustling crime scene. The stillness of the early morning is disrupted by the flurry of activity, as detectives and forensic experts start to comb through the house in search of clues. As the sun begins to rise, casting an eerie light on the Sawyer household, the investigation officially kicks off. Detectives armed with notepads and cameras meticulously document every inch of the scene. The air is thick with tension and unease, but there's also a sense of determination. This is a puzzle that needs solving. A puzzle with pieces scattered all over the house, waiting to be found and assembled. The crime scene unit methodically collects evidence, bagging and tagging each item with a precision born of years of experience. The room, once a place of comfort and rest for the Sawyers, is now a jigsaw of evidence. From the broken window to the ransacked drawers, each detail could potentially hold the key to unlocking the mystery of Milton's untimely end. Detectives, their brows furrowed in concentration, start forming initial theories. The state of the room suggests a struggle, but was it a burglary gone wrong or something more sinister? The wound on Angel's head indicates she was also targeted, but why was she spared? And then there's the question of motive. Was this a random act of violence, or was Milton specifically targeted? As the hours roll on, the complexity of the case starts to reveal itself. The lack of witnesses, the absence of a clear motive, the puzzling combination of a ransacked room and a brutally ended life. It all adds up to a confounding conundrum. Yet, despite the perplexity, the detectives are undeterred. They know that each piece of evidence brings them one step closer to solving the puzzle. Throughout the day, the Sawyer household remains a hive of activity. Detectives come and go, each one leaving with more questions than answers. Forensic experts continue their meticulous examination of the scene, their eyes never missing a detail. And through it all, the investigation continues, a relentless pursuit of truth in the face of adversity. As the first day of investigation concludes, one question hangs heavy in the air. Who could have done this? The sun sets, casting long shadows over the Sawyer household, but the work is far from over. As darkness falls, the lights in the house remain on, a beacon in the night, a testament to the ongoing quest for justice. The investigation may be in its early stages, but one thing is certain: no stone will be left unturned in the search for Milton's killer. In the days following the shocking incident, the Sawyer household stands as a chilling reminder of the tragedy that unfolded within its walls. The once peaceful neighborhood is now a scene of dread and unease. The morning walks and friendly exchanges, once taken for granted, are now filled with hushed whispers and fearful glances. The tranquility of their daily lives shattered, the neighbors grapple with a newfound sense of vulnerability. The police, persistently combing through every inch of the Sawyer residence, are a constant reminder of the horror that took place. Days turn into weeks, but the investigation remains ongoing. The authorities, while tight-lipped about the specifics, assure the public that no stone is being left unturned. They delve into every lead, every piece of evidence, tirelessly working around the clock to bring the perpetrator to justice. In the midst of the community's turmoil, the impact on Angel is perhaps the most profound. Having survived the gruesome event that claimed the life of her beloved Milton, the aftermath for her is a relentless struggle. The wound on her head, while healing physically, leaves an emotional scar far deeper and more painful. Her home, once a haven, now feels like a prison, a constant reminder of the fateful night. She finds herself trapped in a cycle of grief, shock, and fear. The nights are the hardest, haunted by the echoes of that horrific night. The days aren't much better. each mundane task a reminder of the life she had with Milton. Her resilience, however, shines through the darkness. She is determined to not let this tragedy define her life. Angel becomes a symbol of strength for the community. Her courage in the face of such adversity is a beacon of hope for those around her. She channels her grief into action, cooperating with the authorities, providing them with whatever information she can, driven by a desperate need for closure and justice for Milton. As the community rallies around Angel, they too begin to heal. The fear and unease slowly start to retreat, replaced by a collective resolve. They become more vigilant, more united, turning their grief into action. Neighborhood watch groups are formed, security measures increased, all in an effort to regain the sense of safety that was so cruelly snatched away from them. As the community grapples with the shock and grief, the search for justice for Milton continues. The aftermath of that horrifying night is a testament to their resilience and unity. The Sawyer household, once a symbol of terror, now stands as a reminder of their collective strength and determination. The tragic event has left a deep scar, but it has also ignited a flame of resolve and unity, a testament to the human spirit's ability to rise above even the most devastating circumstances. In the world of true crime, not all stories have a neat ending, and justice can sometimes feel like a distant dream. The Sawyer case, unfortunately, is one such instance where the pursuit of justice has been a continuous battle against the odds. It's been years since that fateful August night, and the investigation still remains open. Despite the relentless efforts of the authorities, the perpetrator who shattered the peace of the Sawyer household remains elusive. The challenges faced during this ongoing investigation are manifold. From the lack of conclusive physical evidence to the absence of credible eyewitnesses, the quest for truth has been like navigating a labyrinth in the dark. Yet, the resilience displayed by those involved in this quest is commendable. The local police department, under the watchful eye of seasoned detectives, continues to explore new leads and re-examine old ones. They remain determined to uncover the truth behind the tragic event, no matter how long it takes or how many stones need to be unturned. In tandem with the police, Angel Sawyer, the surviving victim, has shown remarkable strength and determination. Despite the trauma and the loss, she has been unyielding in her pursuit of justice for Milton. She has cooperated fully with the authorities, providing them with all the information she can, and has even taken it upon herself to keep the public aware and engaged. Angel's story has resonated with people far and wide, inspiring a community of true crime enthusiasts to join in the quest for justice. These individuals, armed with a shared sense of purpose and the power of the internet, have been instrumental in keeping the case alive and in public consciousness. They pore over every detail, discuss theories, and share information, all in the hope of unearthing a clue that might bring them closer to the truth. In this ongoing journey, each day is a reminder of the gravity of what was lost and the importance of what is being sought. For every dead end encountered, there's a new path waiting to be explored. For every question that remains unanswered, there's the hope that tomorrow might bring a resolution. As we continue to seek the truth behind the tragic event that took place on that fateful August night, we remember Milton, and we stand with Angel in her quest for justice.